You've had some real leadership challenges in the last year. Love to hear, how your role may have changed and what the most defining experiences were under COVID.
Sure, yeah, and you said it best, Jack. You really can't, have predicted anything like this, a global pandemic that no one's ever seen or even could have. So definitely some challenges, and luckily for us, I mean, we definitely had a slower start to the year. We actually finished on a positive note. We had a strong fourth quarter, best that we've ever had. The combination, I think, of the environment that actually helped propel that from, kind of our product that we actually are selling. So early on, it was a little challenging to kind of navigate through that, but we finished very strong. So it was a good year for us, luckily for us to say that. And I know a lot of people didn't, but that didn't stop some of the problems in terms of even staff, trying to staff it, right, that growth, because a lot of times there was people that might have had COVID or knew someone that had to do the quarantine, and sometimes even with the government stimulus and some of the unemployment, it kind of came down to some of the temp workers of remaining out of work to collect that. Then it is, it's more beneficial for them to do that than actually come in. So that was some of the challenges we actually faced too.
Yeah, that's real life. I mean, well-intentioned, but that did have some negative consequences, right? So
It
yeah,
did, yeah. But
yeah,
needless to say, it was definitely, like I said, we had a great fourth quarter, but yeah, there were some challenges for sure.
interesting. So myself, I probably learned more in the last year than any year in my career, maybe except the first year or something like that. But so as painful as what it was, are there any insights you gained during the course of the last year that'll be helpful going forward?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it definitely opened our eyes to a lot of these what if scenarios, right? Especially as we start to plan as a company in terms of like, cash flow and in terms of stability, that if should something kind of like this happens, it really kind of gets, our minds as, financial executives, but even the leadership team itself of, what could happen and what are the kind of consequences, and try to help, kind of predict that through, the storm that could come around. But it definitely, I think myself, but also our leadership team is definitely have an open mind now, I think, in terms of just the environment, and the current environment, but also, what's kind of around the corner, trying to predict that stuff.